Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my Butterspy deck. Now Butterspies are an interesting archetype or series of cards. There's not that many in them, but they're based on doing some swarming and doing some interesting things when they win battles or the monsters change positions on the field, which is a pretty strange deck in itself. But if you combine it with swarming cards and keep on using those effects that will make them powerful, you can definitely start to see the potential of this deck. Generally it's run with a Chaos Engine. I'm not running too much of a Chaos Engine, just a little bit, but you can run more Chaos if you want. That's just the route that I decided to go with this deck. So first off, we have three Bluebound Butterspy, just allowing you to swarm really easily, just really nice card overall. And then three Morpho Butterspies, so decent, defensive stats, not amazing, but allowing you to gain a lot of battle advantage when monsters change position, which is pretty huge, allowing you to really have good advantage on the field on top of the support you have to make them switch position. And then three Swallowtail. The beater, 1800 attack, not bad at all. And when you are able to do battle damage with other cards, this card's effect allows your opponent to lose even more attack. So a lot of the Butterspies have that ability to make the opponent lose attack on the field, which is really nice, helping you keep advantage. And then three Moonlit, just allowing you to search out the Butterspies, which is very nice because it's a special summon searcher. So it really adds to the consistency and the swarming power of the deck. And then three Kagetokage, obviously in a deck like this, bringing out those XYZs is very important. And when you're bringing out XYZs and detaching for effects, very good in combination with the Chaos Engine or other cards you want to use. Then two Tragoedia, very nice to help you XYZ and swarm monsters. Goblindbergh, helping you swarm again. Nice that in a warrior type deck, this in addition makes you have access to those warrior XYZs. And then Effect Veiler, you can run Fiendish Chain, but we have Effect Veiler in here instead, so we can deal with effects and also have room to bring out Chaos if we want. So like Blackluster Soldier, the one Chaos card I'm currently running. But as I said before, if you want to run more of a Chaos Engine, that's definitely up to you, and I'll talk about that a little bit in the side deck. For the spells, 2 MST to Forbidden Lance, very important to protect things, also helping us win battles, which can be important. Enemy Controller, you can see the big benefit to this deck, helping you win battles and change positions. 2 Pot of Duality, adding to some consistency, even though it's a lot of special summoning, you still could use some draw power. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book of Moon, again helping us out a lot in this deck, and 1 Reinforcement of the Army in a warrior deck, searching out things really nice. Otherwise, stable traps, also Butterflyoke, just one of these butterfly trap support cards that helps you with positions, which can be very nice to set up what you need to do. So now for the extra deck, obviously it's pretty much a 4-star deck, so we're going to have a lot of 4 stars. 2 Photon, just allowing you to obviously change positions and help you win battles. It makes sense that a Butterfly XYZ would do something like this. Works completely well with the Butterspies, and even though you see this card pretty often, you start to realize its true power in a deck like this. And then to Alexandra Queen, very nice, allowing you to bounce everything on the field, which is very powerful nowadays. And obviously, Butterspies are dark and they're warriors, so they have access to a lot of specific XYZs. So Master Key Beetle can be very useful. Blade Armor Ninja, Excalibur, Comics Hero, King Arthur can be very useful. So those are the specific ones I'm using that can support it. Maestroke, Gagaga, Diamond Wolf, King of the Feral Imps, searching out Kagetokage. 1 Ouroboros, you can use Designia or whatever you want, but this deck will be able to get out 3 level 4s, so it's good to be able to have one of those. And Exciton Knight and Solemn Warning are obviously staples nowadays and very powerful cards. So now for the side deck, if you haven't seen a video of mine before, when I make a side deck, these are just cards I want to recommend for people trying to make this deck and want to have more ideas for what they can do with it. So this isn't meant to be a side deck for matches, I just want to give people some hints and talk about some other cards that I didn't put in the deck but could still be really good for it. So again, with the Chaos Engine, there's a ton of other light and dark you can use. Photon Thrasher, I've seen a lot. You can use Tour Guide, obviously, to get out 3-star XYZs and fuel the graveyard. Gores, if you just want to have this as a backup, or if you're not running as much back row. More Chaos Core cards, Chaos Sorcerer, the Dragons if you want, all those other kinds of cards you can run. Summoner Monk can be useful. I didn't really want to dump spells in this deck, but that's definitely another good choice to bring out XYZs and fuel the engine. If you're running more light, you can run those light XYZs, have even more XYZ variety, Omega, Starlies if you want. And there's another one of these Butterfly XYZs. I don't really know if it's worth using. Obviously, it can gain some big bonuses, but I think you might be better off running those other ones like Vylon or Ouroboros. The Warrior Returning Alive obviously can be useful. Shrink, just cards that help you win in battle, can be useful with how some of the effects work. Berserk Scales similarly can help with that. Kunai with Chain, obviously a very old card that most people know about, but you don't get to see it very often, can be really useful for this deck actually. So if you really want to run this, this is a perfect deck for using it if you want to do that. There's another Butterspy trap that you can use for kind of changing positions. So this is Butterspy Protection if you want to do that. Memory Loss, also a really nice one. I really thought about running this one. So another good trap card that helps you deal with effects and change positions. So it does two things at one. Can be a really good card for this deck. And Windstorm of Edequa, just changing all the battle positions can be useful, obviously, for how this deck works. So that's my Butterspy deck. Again, a swarming deck that focuses on winning battles, changing positions. Very odd, very interesting. I'd really like to see more cards for this archetype down the line, so it doesn't rely on, chaos or other swarming and stuff like that. But still really interesting, and I'm having a lot of fun with some of the options you can do with it, and I really like what their XYZ potential can do in combination with their support. But if you guys have your own Butterspy decks, you could post below, let me know in the comments. Maybe there's some cards I didn't think about that could be really good for this deck. I'd really want to know so I can keep working on this deck, keep updating it, and keep having more ideas on what I can do with it. But that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.